Greetings of peace and love, everybody. My name is Ram Hotep, coming back at you with another segment, another episode. On this particular episode, I'm proud to announce that it's that time of year again. It's the springtime. The spring equinox ritual is here, and it's in full effect. And that's why I'm doing this video for everybody. This year, I decided to give the spring equinox ritual out. I'm just going to give it out. I'm going to give it out for free. And it's going to be a powerful spring equinox ritual. Last year, I promised my listeners, my fellow subscribers, that I would strive to do the spring equinox ritual in person. Unfortunately, because of a lot of chaos in Ram Hotep's life right now, that's not going to be able to happen. However, I came up with something almost better than in person, and just like being in person. So, in this particular ritual, I decided to kind of pattern it and fashion it around the Merkabah and around activating the Merkabah and around using the Merkabah to manifest. Now, last year, most people know that follow my videos that started following them in 2012 know that most of my rituals were usually based on, I guess you can say, pretty much beginner's magic, with the exception of my money ritual or the money ritual that I offer people. But with the exception of the hidden treasure ritual, which is a ritual that's on my website, most of my rituals that I put together, and I'm definitely the master of ceremony of all of these different rituals. Some of the rituals that I use, I borrow bits and pieces from other rituals, but I put them together based upon my third eye, my spirit, my intuition, and based upon inspiration. So I'm the master of ceremony of all my rituals. And most of my rituals last year were kind of like beginner's magic. Beginner's magic. Most of my rituals last year dealt with manifesting with three-dimensional items. For instance, I did a lot of rituals centered around candles. I did a lot of rituals using crystals and using different objects, coins, and things of that nature. And most of my rituals were I always used items and put different items together to create a certain effect. And that's kind of like beginner's magic. That's kind of like beginner's magic. I say that because anytime you're using an item outside of yourself to manifest, you're really working in beginners. That you're really just working in the realm of magic, beginner's magic. You're not working in the realm of mysticism, the realm of mysticism, and that's what I'm going to get into here. On this particular spring equinox ritual, we are going to practice mysticism. We're going to practice Merkabah mysticism, and we're going to work with the Merkabah to manifest whatever we want and the things that we need. But in that, the way I've planned this ritual, you're going to manifest things. You're going to start off and manifest things through the right hand path. Um, the way that you're going to program your Merkaba, you're going to program it based upon the right hand, but you're not going to leave out the left hand. So what do I mean by that? Um, Basically, what's going to happen is that when you do this ritual is going to be composed of you activating your Merkaba and then using your Merkaba to manifest things for you and then things for the world. So when I say that I'm going to mix the left hand and the right hand path up in this ritual, I'm going to I'm going to demonstrate this ritual to you and show this ritual to you in a way to where you manifest things for other people and for the world and for a collective, the collective, and then you also can manifest things for yourself or the left hand or the things that you may desire, your own personal desires. And that's important. Now, when you work with Merkabah mysticism, it's a very powerful practice. It's a very powerful practice, and if enough of us do it, it's going to open up a serious portal here. It's going to open up a serious portal. And most of my rituals that I've done, I did another ritual to help people with the shift back in December. That actually opened up a portal too, believe it or not. But this particular ritual is going to open up a portal, and it's going to open up a benevolent portal, and it's going to help us to get some help from benevolent beings, beings that have our best interest as a human. I don't want to use the term race. I guess you could say, yeah, as the human race, beings that are going to help the human race to collectively do what it takes to not only make the shift, but to save the planet. Because that's the theme of all of my magic, is to save the planet. So when you ask for things, when I show you the ritual, and when you get to the part where you ask for things that you may desire, just remember not to ask for something that, like, not to think about other people. Like, always keep the world in mind and the collective in mind before you ask for the things that you desire. And when you start to work with the Merkabah, I have a video that explains to you what the Merkabah is, because a lot of people are probably like, what the heck? I don't even know what the Merkabah is. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information here, but I have a video that helps you a little bit more. The Merkabah is kind of like a space, basically like a spaceship. You can look at it as that to a certain degree. But the Merkabah is, some people call it the astral body or the light body. And it's sort of the light body, but it's a little bit more to it than that. But the Merkabah is basically an energy sphere that is around any human or any living entity. Any living entity has a Merkabah. Crystals have a Merkabah. Plants have a Merkabah. Humans have a Merkabah. The grass has a Merkabah. The sun has a Merkabah. And the Merkabah is basically a computer system, a spiritual computer system that allows other beings to communicate with each other on a spiritual level. What do I mean by on a spiritual level? What I mean by that is that the Merkabah allows you to communicate through spiritual arts, intuition, telepathy, clairvoyance, clairaudience, psychometry, and the list goes on. But these are some of the attributes of the Merkabah. And a lot of people are like, but what is the Merkabah? Can you see it? You can't see it, but there's machinery and equipment that can detect it. Scientists know exactly what the Merkabah is. They know that it's real, and they know that people work with it and use it to manifest. Now, when you work with the Merkabah, a lot of, I guess you could say, a lot of you may get tracked. Put it that way. You may get tracked. And the reason for this is because the Merkabah emits a frequency that allows other beings and other equipment that's sensitive to its energy to detect you. So when you start talking about activating the Merkabah, you might start to have different ET groups follow you, different star groups. You might have the government, Homeland Security might start following you. And they're doing this for your protection and for their protection, because when you activate the Merkabah, you activate a living entity. A living entity. Now, there is ways to activate the Merkabah and to still be cloaked, to still cloak yourself. And basically the way you do that is that you do that based upon a certain way you program it. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But to better help you understand what the Merkabah is, the Merkabah is an energy field that lives around any living entity. So pyramids actually have a Merkabah. When you talk about a pyramid, the Egyptian word for it is a mirror, or some people say a myrrh, like frankincense and myrrh, or mirror, however you want to pronounce it. And a mirror or myrrh is basically a star tetrahedron, or a six-sided figure. A pyramid is essentially a star tetrahedron or a six-sided figure. A pyramid has the top part, which is the top triangle, but then as high as you see any pyramid, there's more pyramid up under the earth. So all the pyramids, say for instance, if a pyramid was 50 feet tall, That means there's 50 feet of pyramid up under the earth. So as above, so below. When you look at a pyramid, if you see a triangle above the surface of the ground, it looks like a pyramid, basically a triangle, or whatever you want to call it, a three-sided object. Up under that earth, there's another three-sided object. There's another three-sided object. And that's a mirror or myrrh. And you have that. Your body is just like a pyramid. It's just like a pyramid. And you are a myrrh or a mirror. So the star tetrahedron resonates with, the Merkabah resonates with the star tetrahedron, or what some people call the six-pointed star or six-sided shape. A star tetrahedron is a three-dimensional version of a six-pointed star, which is usually two-dimensional when we draw it. Humans draw six-pointed stars, usually two-dimensional. So you have a pyramid. You're like a pyramid, excuse me. Your body is like a pyramid. And you have a ba and a ka. A ba and a ka. So you're a mirror and you have a ba and a ka. Or you're a myrrh and you have a ba and a ka. A ka is the spirit, according to the ancient Egyptians. And the ba is the soul. And there is a difference. There is a difference. I have videos talking about this. So in order to activate the Merkabah, you're looking at three different concepts. It's the mirror, the ka, and the ba. And in order to activate that, you have to work with all of these different energies at once. And it's that simple. You work with all these different energies at once. So you already have your body. You're the mirror. You are the mirror. And you want to activate your Merkabah. Now, some people, like children, their Merkabahs are already activated. A lot of women, their Merkabahs, women out there, your Merkabah is activated. Believe that or not. Most women, I'll say, if women have children, 90% of women that have children, your Merkabah is activated. The Merkabah is activated. You can easily activate it without doing anything through love. Through love, which is of course a right-brained concept. And you can just simply say, I love my Merkabah and I want my Merkabah to be activated in the name of the universe and in the spirit of the Most High. And your Merkabah may be activated or may not, depending on your belief and your level of love. But women that have children know what love is. See, men, you really don't know what love is. And women don't know what love is unless they have children. Because love is something that is not from here. Many of you have heard me say this. So when a woman has children, she knows what love is. So therefore her Merkabah is activated. And she knows what faith is. And she knows that basically the universe is going to take care of her, because a woman that has a child knows that when she brought that child into the world, it seemed like things started to happen for her and these things were out of her control. These things were out of her control. And the only way for a woman to be a good mother is she has to be selfless. A selfish woman, of course, will not be a good mother. She has to be selfless. So you can translate that concept into the Merkabah. In order to activate the Merkabah, you have to be selfless. You can do this instantly through love. But the thing is, it has to be real love. Not, oh, I love my Merkabah and I want it to be activated so I can put spells on people, send thought to other people, and control people, which I'm going to get into. There's a lot of gifts with the Merkabah, a lot of things you can do. I'll get into that. But you have to have love, beloveds. You have to have love in order to activate. If you want to activate it instantly. Now, there is left brain ways of activating the Merkabah, which is based on structural meditations and do this and do that. I'm not going to offer that here. I'm going to offer a lot of the left brain ways, or the technical ways of activating the Merkabah, or the instructional ways of activating the Merkabah. But I'm not going to do that here, because this ritual is supposed to help to bring love to the planet, because it's the springtime. We want this to be a good year. So we want to bring love to this planet. So we want to activate the Merkabah through love instantly. We want to try to do it instantly. Even if you're a male, you're going to try to do this instantly. And the only way to do that is to totally let go of everything and say, I'm detaching from everything and I truly just want to activate my Merkabah. And there's a reason for this. If you don't activate your Merkabah this way, you can lose your Merkabah. Like, say for instance, when your Merkabah gets activated, you'll know. You'll know, because you'll be able to go into a meditation and come out and instantly manifest whatever it is that you meditated about within, Of course, there's boundaries and everything's not going to happen overnight. But you'll know your Merkabah is activated, because you'll have success in your meditations as far as manifesting things within your meditation. You might not get everything that you ask for, but if you see things on a consistent basis, on a weekly basis, based upon what you've been asking for, do you know your Merkabah is activated? Your Merkabah is activated in love, and you can instantly do that, but you have to let go of everything and things and really ask yourself, what do you want to see? Just like I was talking about in the last video, you have to really ask yourself, what do you want to see? And not, it can't be based on anything selfish or anything like that if you want a natural Merkabah that will never go away. A natural Merkabah, the best way to activate it is you're activating it so that you can help other people do X, Y, and Z. See, that's the best way to program your Merkabah, which is what I'm going to get into. Your Merkabah is like a computer, which can be programmed. And the best way to program it is to say, I need to manifest X, Y, and Z so that I can help people do X, Y, and Z. See, you have to learn how to make the things that you want line up with the collective, the whole. And when you do that, you don't violate free will and you keep your Merkabah going. Because if you get too selfish and too greedy, your Merkabah is not going to work the same way as someone that deals in love. It's kind of like the concept of, I know people are always like, why are you always quoting Star Wars? I mean, I can't help it. It's one of my favorite movies, series. And it's kind of like the concept of the dark side and the light side. Those people on the dark side have powers. They got skills. You know what I'm saying? They can do their thing. But then those people on the light are they practice selflessness. So their power is a little bit more stronger. Now you do have to remember that. I'm going to throw this out here. I know it's kind of going to get a little bit deep, and I know this is supposed to be the spring equinox ritual, but it's going to be a little deep. You'll understand it. But you have to remember that in Star Wars they flipped it. You got to remember that now. They say that the darkness is kind of like evil and the light is all good. And I don't teach that. I teach that there's evil in the light and there's evil in darkness, because there's evil in both, because someone can use the light to deceive you, like lights, camera, action, the movie. Everything's a movie. You know what I'm saying? And then someone can deceive you in the dark, because that's when the creepy things come out, and that's when the criminals come out, and the people that don't want to be seen, even the cowards, come out at dark and do they little shit at dark, in the dark time, so people can deceive you in the dark too. So I don't really, when I get into like the concept of light and dark, I don't put one over the other. But at the same time, if you get stuck on one, you're stuck, because I deal with my in the middle path. But in that, if you, let's just say darkness is in comparison to wanting things with really no reason behind it. That's darkness to the Merkabah. When you want something and there's really no reason behind it. When I say a reason, I'm not talking about I want a TV so I can sit down and watch it, because that's really not a reason for you to want a TV just for you to sit down and watch it. That's a reason for you, but that's not a universal reason. And I'm trying to show you how to plan when you program your Merkabah. This part is very important. The commentary part is very important, because I'm trying to show you how to program it. So when you program it, like if you want a television, that's cool. But say I need a television so I can do X, Y, and Z. It has to fit into the scope of the collective of the whole, which is the whole may be your family, your community, whatever your whole is, where nobody is an island. We all have people we're connected to. We all have cords and ties. So when you manifest and program your Merkabah, you want to program it based upon selflessness. Even your personal ones, I'm saying. It has to be selfless. I definitely want that to be a part of this ritual, because that's how it was given to me in my meditations. So it has to be programmed through selflessness. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish and just start saying, well, I want, say for instance, it's the springtime, and I think I really just want to basically just get some fast sex off somebody. I just want to get some fast sex off somebody real quick. So I'm gonna program my Merkabah so I can get some fast sex. And you're like, what's not wrong with that, Rob Hotep? You said if I wanted a girl with a big butt, as long as I did it in righteousness and in goodness, or whatever you said, in the right hand path, whatever you said, bro. You said if I wanted a girl with a big butt, bottom line, bro. You said if I wanted a girl with a big butt, I could get it. So that's what I'm saying. I want that. I'm programming that for my spring equinox ritual. And I'm telling you to be wary, because when you program, like if you say I want a girl with a big butt, that's cool. But if you say, for instance, you see a girl with a big butt, and you basically program your Merkabah to get her, you may get her, but you're violating her free will, because you use your Merkabah to intrude upon her. And that's what a lot of the Dark Lords do. Now, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I'm just saying, just know that you up under you and Karma got a date now. You and Karma have a date because if that's what you want to do, you and Karma gonna meet up and y'all gonna go out, and y'all gonna do your thing or whatever. So that's cool. Me myself personally, I like to just stay. I don't like dating Karma. You know what I'm saying? If I do date Karma, I like to basically be the one to pay for everything. I don't want her to have nothing on me. I don't want her to have nothing on me. So when me and Karma meet, she like, oh, you good. You know what I'm saying? Like she's giving me, trying to give me something for her, helping her out. So try to be good with Karma. I'm not. It's not about religion. I'm not perfect. It's not talking like that. I'm talking about being. I'm like still trying to like, I guess you could say, be good for me. Like I want things to go good for me. So I guess it's kind of selfish or whatever. So I try to do right by Karma, so things in my life will flow a little bit smoother than what they do. And I mean, I still go through things. Don't get it twisted because there's karma in a lot of things you do. Like there's karma in teaching people. Like I'm creating karma by teaching you this right now. You create karma in everything that you do. So good or bad. But I'm saying that a lot of the things about like intruding on people and infringing on people's free will, you get serious karma behind that. And I just don't really want to teach you guys to do that. But if that's what you want to do, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be activating a synthetic version of a Merkabah, like a synthetic version. And you can do things with a synthetic Merkabah, but you'll have to do a lot of left-brained things to keep it alive, which means that you have to put more attention into it. Whereas I could program a Merkabah and activate it through love and say, okay, I'm going to give up on everything and all my desires and just manifest things for other people and through love. And my Merkabah will stay activated without me being as conscious of it, and I'll be able to use it at will and get everything that I want at will because of the fact that I'm doing it in love. Versus somebody that has a synthetic Merkabah, they have to submit to structure and a lot of the stuff I was talking about in the last video, the left brain reasoning. They have to submit to that in order for them to activate their Merkabah. So in order for them to keep their Merkabah alive. And not eating healthy. Something else I want to point out here. You have to eat. If you want to activate a Merkabah through love, if you want to partake in this ritual, you got to be straight up vegetarian. I'm not going to even say vegan, but you got to be straight up vegetarian. No meat for the rest of this month because this ritual ends on the 31st. So no meat, guys. Got to be straight up vegetarian on this ritual. I'm not even going to say vegan. So, I mean, I know a lot of people, I got a lot of people that, it's a part of their culture to take in cow milk and things like that and to eat, wheat and certain breads that may have dairy in it and stuff like that. So I'm not even going to really trip on the dairy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to trip on that. But definitely, if you really want to activate this Merkabah in love, give up on the meat because you need as much love, which is positive energy, as possible to keep your Merkabah active. That's the secret of why people like, oh, somebody sent me some stupid ass email and I meant to say whoever you are, you're stupid as fuck. Excuse my language, guys. Sometimes I just get carried away, but whoever you are, man, you're stupid. Somebody sent me some email like, man, when I buy this thing, this meditation from you, my Merkabah better get activated or I want my money back. Look, dude, don't buy it. Don't even buy it because it's probably not going to work for you because it's like you're coming in with some left-brained way of looking at it where it's like I press this button, that button, that button, and it better work. Like you about to watch a television or sit down and watch some TV or something. Get the hell out of here with that. People are so stupid, man. People are so stupid. Excuse me. Sometimes, but and we all are. Well, we all fall victim to stupidity. But that was just to me. You weren't thinking. That was ignorance. Because if you know anything about the Merkabah, you obviously don't. You know that it pretty much is something that it's based on you. It's just like meditation. You get what you put out. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out of it. So that's the same thing with the Merkabah. What I'm here to do is to guide you based upon my experiences because I work with these energies every day. This is how I live my life based off manifesting through the Merkabah. So I'm here as a guide so people can ask questions like, okay, so I'm doing this, that, and that, and it seems like that, and that. I mean, you can ask me questions. That's cool. Like it seems like it's not working or whatever. Or things aren't happening for me the way that you said they happen for you or whatever. That's what I'm here for, to answer questions. I'm a servant. I'm a public servant. But it's still up to you guys. You got to have that love. You got to have that love. In your heart or whatever, and that's going to be the thing that's going to get it activated because I need you guys to get this instantly activated once you see this video. The ritual is going to last up to the 31st. It's going to be like 11 days altogether. And but you need to get this activated like basically ASAP, and the only way to do it ASAP is to let go of everything for like 11 days. So all your attachments, all of your everything you want to do as far as controlling things in your life, you're going to have to let go of that so you can do this Merkabah mysticism meditation that I'm going to show you, or programming. Really, it's not even really a meditation, but it's a programming based upon you activating your Merkabah. And I'm going to show you exactly how to activate your Merkabah. So You gotta let go of everything first, though, guys. Let go of everything. Bring love into your life. Bring plants into your house if you need to. Bring life into your house if that's what you need to do, so you can feel love. Because you gotta really just focus on like all your desires, like all your greed and all that stuff. Just letting that go for the next 11 days, so that you can get this portal open and get this Merkabah activated, so that we can all join our Merkabahs up together. Because you got to remember, you're doing this, and it's going to be other people doing it. So you're going to be joining up with other people. We're all going to be manifesting the same thing. Because the first 5 programs that I have 13 programs that's a part of this ritual. And the first 5 programs are basically collective. We're all going to manifest the first 5 programs together. And we're going to do that every day together. And once we do that every day, we're going to build not only a personal Merkabah, but we're going to build a unified Merkabah. Whoever takes part in this ritual, and that's why it's free, because this has to work. And the only thing I ask is that you donate to the site. If you got something from this ritual and you think it's great, and you think what 13 Signs is doing is good, go to the link below and just send a donation. I don't care if it's 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's $50,000 either, though. But I don't care if it's 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it real or whatever. And if it was $50,000, the only thing I'm going to do is I already got myself set up on a set thing or whatever. So the only thing I'm going to do is basically take the majority of the money and do other things with it that's going to help more people. Because in order to be a teacher and to be an effective teacher, you have to teach out of love. So you really can't want anything. So you're not going to worry about Ram Hotep taking the 50 G's and running off to an island and disappearing. I have to worry about that. Unless I'm pushed to do that, but then still, I always have a way to communicate with you guys, even if it was through books, things of that nature. But I ain't going nowhere right now. So anyway, definitely, definitely want to get that Merkabah activated. Go ahead and let go of everything. And I know it's going to be hard because we have like day to day things that we have to do. Like, say for instance, because like to let go, you got to be really like carefree. So, like, say, for instance, your children, or I got to give you some examples of letting go so that people will really know what I'm talking about. Say, for instance, you're a woman and your children are, say, for instance, you're a woman and your children are at a daycare. Your children are at a daycare. And you're kind of late to pick them up. Kind of late. And you could be like, okay, I'm going to speed and get over there and cuss people out and give people the finger and all of that shit just to get over there, or I'm just going to let things flow, and whenever I get there to pick my children up from the daycare. I'm not going to control. See, that's what letting go is. You can still live your everyday life, but it's like you can't worry. You can't try to control people. You can't accuse people. You have to be a good person for the next 11 days. What I mean by that is you have to have good character. See, I'm not talking about all this good on the religious sense. I'm talking about having good character. Because people that believe in Jesus and stuff like that, they cuss me out all the time on the road. They get road rage and just start going off on people just like everybody else. So I'm not talking about good from that perspective. I'm talking about having good character so that you can keep your Merkabah alive. So, like, that's one example. Or say another example is you like to watch the basketball game. I'm going to give an example for the guys. And you got to work a little bit late, but you're going to miss the game. And you got to work a little bit late. So you might normally come home with an attitude because you missed part of the game that night or whatever. You might not have the equipment to record it off cable or whatever. You might not have the Xfinity set up so you can record it and stuff like that. So you pretty much missed it. So you pissed. Like, man, I'm pissed. You come home and you take this out on your woman now. You just violated your Merkabah. Because you're coming home with an attitude and taking stuff out on people. You're not going with the flow. You're not accepting things as they come. The secret to this is very simple to activate your Merkabah in love, but I'm telling you, people are going to make it complex. If you think about this as you do this ritual, you're going to look and think about how many times you violated your Merkabah. And that's good, because that's helping you to keep it alive, because then you're going to do less of that. But it's about accepting things as they come and going with the flow. That's the only way to keep that Merkabah activated, and that's the only way to operate if you're truly operating off divine love. So that's the secret. That's the secret. Now, what I want to do now is get into the actual ritual itself. Now, the ritual itself is very simple. You got to activate it. You got to tell yourself it's activated. You have to remember that. And let me point this out before I really get into the ritual. Your Merkabah is like a computer. A computer runs programs. So it's like it holds a lot of programs. And when you program it, the good thing about the Merkabah is it operates, the program will keep doing it. Whatever you told it to do, it keeps doing it for you. That's the beautiful thing. As long as your Merkabah is activated, and I told you how to keep it activated. So as long as your Merkabah is activated, the program will always keep working. And you could program, you could put probably 10,000 programs in there and it still won't fill up. So you can have all type of programs running without even have to consciously put energy into each program, as long as you keep putting energy into the Merkabah itself, the living field itself. It's just like a computer. As long as you turn on your computer, all you gotta do is click a button to open up the programs, and the programs run. A lot of programs run without you even opening them. They run on their own as soon as you turn on the computer. So that's how it is when you program the Merkabah. You have to program it, and that's something very key. You have to every day. Sometime when you first get into it in the very beginning, because a lot of you don't believe in magic. See, I used to work at Macy's, you know what I'm saying? So, and I see they make billions of dollars off of a commercial talking about, do you believe in magic? They making $1 billion off of a commercial talking about, do you believe in magic, with magic stars and wands and everything on the front of a billboard. And people would think these people are crazy, and they think Ramhotep's crazy, but this company's making billions of dollars off of magic. So it must be something real about this. So listen, people. I'm showing you mysticism. I'm showing you something behind magic, beyond even alchemy, really. I'm showing you mysticism. See, because mysticism can get even deep once you really get into this Merkabah thing. You really start to believe, and you really start to nurture it with love. You may decide you want to keep doing this after it. You may want to keep doing it after the 11 days. Because you may be like, man, I've been manifesting so much, I'm ready to just let go of everything in the matrix and just totally live off my Merkabah. Because that's the goal, is to be able to just, almost like they say, like some of the popes did and like Malcolm X did and different spiritual leaders, you might just want to take a vow of poverty and just totally live off your Merkabah. And that doesn't mean you're going to be poor. You may have everything. It just means that you're going to get all the things that you want to get from your Merkabah, from just programming your Merkabah. You can program your Merkabah to get amounts of money, amounts. Like you can put a certain amount, like I need $200. And I did this just 2 days ago, and it worked instantly. I was like, I need $200. Program my Merkabah, asked for it, and it came. And I didn't know how it was going to come, but it came. You know what I'm saying? So I do, like, you want to start off when you program it, you could play around and just put numbers and program like money figures, or you could program anything. You don't have to get complex with it. But for the spring equinox ritual, there are 5 different programs that I want you to run on your Merkabah. And these are programs that I've already written out. And I'm going to say them to you here. And if you, I guess if you want me to email this to you, what I want you to do is send me an email at 13signsastrology@gmail.com, and I'll email this, what I'm about to say, to you. But remember, this is a free video. If you email me, I mean, I got people that answer emails and stuff for me. I would appreciate it if you guys could, definitely look out for 13 Signs Astrology, because I know I might get like, people like, man, you straight. You don't need nobody to look out for you. You straight. I might get like 10,000 emails. Come on, guys. I might get flooded. Like, what if 10,000 people email me for the spring equinox ritual? I got to get back with all you guys with the actual words of the ritual. So I'm just saying, if you email me, I'm giving it to you free here. You can just write it down right here, and you can hit rewind. But if you email me, just look out. Just look out for the business. That's all I'm saying. So had to throw that out there. Now the first program you want to run on your Merkabah is going to be based on love. It has to be the first program, because I'm talking about love. So the first program you're going to say, and it's, you simply program it by speaking to it. Once you get it activated, you speak to it. Excuse me, before I give you the programs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you another way to actually program this thing. To actually get it activated. Because some people need more than just what I'm saying. Like, so some people are going to say, like, man, love just ain't enough. I don't think my Merkabah is activated around Hotep, and I just don't think this stuff is working. So I'm going to give you another way. I have to give you something physical to help you to activate this. Okay. First shape I want you to look at is this. Not this, but this. And I want you guys to draw this. I want you to draw this shape. It could be as big as you want it to be. It could be as small as you want it to be. But I want you to draw this shape. It's called the fruit of life. Very important for this ritual. Now, once you draw the shape, what you're going to do next is, let me get this out here, is you're going to draw a 6-pointed star around it. And it's going to end up looking something like this. It's going to end up looking, this is exactly what I want you to draw. It's going to look just like this. So this is how it should end. The only thing this is basically the last shape I showed you. It's the last shape I showed you, and it has a six-pointed star over it. And that's very easy to draw. So you draw the fruit of life first, which is the first image I showed you. And then secondly, you're going to draw the six-pointed star. You're going to draw the six-pointed star, and you're going to overlay that over the fruit of life. Now, if you notice, if you look in there, you can actually draw a six-pointed star within a six-pointed star, and you can have two of them. Because that's what this, you don't have to do that. You can connect the lines. I suggest that you draw this actual shape that I have here. If you need to pause this and take time to draw it, I suggest you pause it right here. Because this is going to give you a perfect image of how it looks. So that way, you guys don't really have to email me or whatever. So that's the shape I want you to draw. It's just the flower of life with two six-pointed stars over it. And once you draw that, for one thing, you've just activated your Merkabah. Reason being is because your Merkabah is a six-pointed tetrahedral shape around you. There is a six-pointed star around you. Some people's six-pointed stars are bigger than other people's, meaning that some beings are bigger than others. That depends on your consciousness. A person that's been working with their Merkabah, they may have a Merkabah that's 40 feet tall off their head, 40 feet off their head, or 20 feet off their head. Like Erykah Badu did a song called 20 Feet Tall. I bet you she was talking about her Merkabah. Because your Merkabah could really, I'm serious, it could be 20 feet off your head. And when you hear about beings and giants and stuff like that, see, I could be a giant. Even though in my shell, I may be small, but if my Merkabah is big, I'm considered a giant to other beings. Because other beings see you from your Merkabah. See, that's what you got to remember. The archons and stuff like that, they see your Merkabah. And if they see your Merkabah is big, they're not going to fuck with you as much. They'll try. They'll try to get you to weaken your Merkabah and get you to lose energy. But they have to work on you, basically is what I'm saying. So I'm not saying they won't fuck with you, but they won't fuck with you as much. Because they're like, well, you have a big Merkabah, so they'll have to gang up on you or whatever. But so yeah, your Merkabah is a six-pointed star. The tip of it, it could be 10 feet over your head. I mean, some people can make their Merkabah bigger and smaller. It's based on visualization, love, and energy, and how big you want it to be. And you'll know how big it is because of the effect you can have on a person based on how far they are from you. Like, for instance, if your Merkabah is really huge and you live, say for instance, you live in a building, you live in an apartment building, your Merkabah is really huge, you may be able to pick up on everything that's going on in that building because of the fact that your Merkabah is that big. And you may be sensitive to everything that's going on in that building because of the fact that your Merkabah, the frequency is that big. So it's a six-pointed star around you, and it has actually 3 orbs of energy over the top part of the Merkabah, 3 orbs of energy on the bottom part of the Merkabah, which is around your feet and around your legs and things of that nature. You have 3 orbs of energy around there, and then you have 2 other orbs of energy, one on your left side and one on your right side. And these are orbs, like balls of energy, literally like balls. Like, see how my hands are holding? It's balls next to you. And you can literally, they're like orbs of energy or balls or whatever, same thing. And I'm pointing all this out because this is how, like, when you start programming your Merkabah and when you start meditating and all that, these orbs of energy is how you communicate and correspond with other people's Merkabahs and with other species Merkabah, like with other crystals and things like that. So you have to like interact with other people's Merkabahs and other living entities Merkabahs through the orbs of the energy that are around you and through the star tetrahedron that is around you. So it's important that you imagine it. Once you imagine it, it's around you. It's there. You don't have to keep, I mean, you can maybe think about it maybe for 5 minutes every day just to keep it living. Because in order to keep your Merkabah living, you have to put thought into it. You do have to think about it. So you can think about it more like, oh man, I'm 20 feet tall. I got all these orbs of energy around me. Only thing I got to do is program my Merkabah and say something, and it's going to work for me like a program and create for me. And that's what I'm trying to get you to see, the real live mystical magic in this. You don't need to use candles and stuff like that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I still do my candle magic. I'm not against that. I mean, so what is beginner's magic? I'm a magician, so I'm going to work with various different modalities, but I find that the Merkabah is the most safe way to manifest. It's the best way to manifest as far as, like, you don't violate a lot of people's free will, and it leaves no paper trail. See, that's the good thing. You can manifest things, and it leaves no paper trail. So you don't have to keep, see, a lot of times when you start working with sigils and different types of magical rituals, you have to keep sigils hidden away and stuff like that, and you keep a paper trail, which anytime you keep a paper trail, other beings can pick up on that and see that, and they can begin to manipulate you based upon the ritual that you created and based upon the portal that you open. Because when we do this ritual, it's going to open up a portal. You have to nurture this portal with love. That's why I'm telling you that in the beginning. So I wouldn't take part in this ritual if you thinking, you're a selfish person and you're going to go back to doing the stuff you're going to do. I'm not trying to promote people to take care of this ritual. Take part in this ritual. I'm just trying to basically offer a ritual that I'm going to do for sure, because I know I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that it's a perfect time to do it for the spring equinox ritual. This is perfect. This is perfect. It's going to be a full moon in a few days. See, I was going to put out the video before, but it was Mercury retrograde. See, that's what people fail to realize. This spring equinox ritual, though it starts tomorrow, the energy is going to be going on all the way for the rest of this month, because the Mercury retrograde kind of jacked up the energy. So the ritual is going to go all the way up to really, even though I'm going to end the ritual on the 31st, the energy will probably carry on all the way up until Easter, when the Christians have Easter. But I'm saying do the ritual for 11 days up until the 31st. So you got your Merkabah. It's programmed, or it's not programmed, but you have it now. It's activated. Now you got to program it. Once you get it activated, you program it. Once you program it, you're good. The programs operate. And then from there, you just have to nurture it like watering a flower. And you nurture it by what I just told you to do. I told you to nurture it by constantly thinking about it and nurturing and giving it love. Just like you nurture a woman. How do you nurture your woman? You nurture your woman by giving her attention. That's the same way you nurture your Merkabah. And that's why women are so great at this, because they already know. They already know what nurturing is. So that's why, like, when a woman hears a lot of this, she's going to be like, this is easy. I know how to manifest. I've been manifesting with my mind. I'm like, you probably have. But a lot of men, see, we're logical. We need the logical left brain. And a lot of women, too, because we live in a patriarchal society now. And not even just patriarchal, but it's the fact that we live in a masculine society where, women wear jeans just like men. Women don't really want to look like women anymore. A lot of women don't. Not every woman. A lot of women, they're wearing jeans and stuff, just like guys. You know what I'm saying? So we live in a society to where, based on corporate culture, of course, based on corporate culture, which, if I have anything to do with it, I'm going to try to help change that to where corporate culture can become more cultural. You know what I'm saying? Corporate culture definitely needs to become more cultural. But you have a lot of women that, may not understand this either. So they may need this left brain, because everything you hear on YouTube coming from me is left brain. And the reason why I say that is because right brain learning comes from within. It's from an inner standing. You understand when you learn from the right brain. You learn from someone else, that's kind of like left brain. And I'm not saying don't. I read books just like everybody else. I learn from other people. You see, this is a book. I got this out of a book. So, I read books just like everybody else or whatever, but at the same time, I learn from both. See, I go on a meditation and learn some stuff. Now I might flip it and kick some information from a book or whatever. So that's working on both sides. And that's very important when it comes to manifesting through your Merkabah. So you got this image, you've drawn it. Now what you want to do is go ahead and program it. And you can put up to 13 programs in this ritual. I'm going to allow up to 13 programs. But the first 5 are going to be mandatory. The other 8 are programs that you can run on your own, things that you may want personally. The left-hand path aspect of the ritual. So the right-hand path aspect is the first 5 programs. And the first 5 programs are the keys to really understanding this ritual and really succeeding at this ritual. So you have to do the first 5 first. And the way you want to program your Merkabah is you want to, before you state your intention, you always want to say I. You want to say your name. Well, if your name is Mike, Jane, Aset, Mayat, whatever it is, Rashim, whatever it is, you want to say I, your name, and then you want to say program Ya Merkabah to manifest love into my reality. That's the first one. So in front of every program, you always want to say I, and you want to say your name. Program Ya Merkabah. That's going to always be the first 5 words, or the first, 5 things that you say. And the number 2 thing, so the first one is dealing with love. You want to program love into your Merkabah. Very key. You want to program your Merkabah to manifest love into your reality. When you do that, when you really say that, and you really nurture your Merkabah, you're going to see your whole life change just off number 1. Number 1 alone is like, if you just live off that alone, you'll be straight. But number 2 is very important. Then you want to say I, and your name, Rashim, which is my name, program Ya Merkabah to manifest the truth into my reality and to accept it when it comes my way. So I your name, program Yah Merkabah to manifest the truth into my reality and to accept it when it comes my way. Very important. Number three, I, your name, program Yah Merkabah to allow me to be satisfied with my life and no matter what is happening outside of self. Definitely want to put that in there. Number four, I, your name, program Yah Merkabah to help me to discover freedom no matter where my physical shell or body is. I'll say that again. I, your name, program Yah Merkabah to help me to discover freedom no matter where my physical shell or body is. Very important. And lastly, but not least, I, Brother Ra, program Yah Merkabah to help me uphold justice at all times. At all times. So I, your name, program Yah Merkabah to help me uphold justice at all times. Very important. Very important. And if you these are your first 5 programs. If you program those first 5 things, you've honored the right hand, and then now you can begin to manifest through the left hand. Now you can begin to program through the left hand. So, and when you program through the left hand, you still want to say I, your name, program Yah Merkabah to do X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. I program Yah Merkabah to manifest $10,000 for me. And many people are going to choose money because, I mean, that's what people do. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying that whatever you do, try to choose things and that don't violate people's free will. Like, don't program a person's name into there. Because if you program, like, say, for instance, you say, I, Toya, program Yah Merkabah to get my husband to remarry me, my ex-husband to remarry me again. That's going and infringing upon someone's free will. No matter how bad you want them, just say I program Yah Merkabah that I find the man of my dreams or something. That's all you got to say, because don't put people's names and stuff in there. And if you want to do that, just know you're working on artificial Merkabah. Like with some of the ETs, they use artificial Merkabahs too. Some of the ETs, they don't use love Merkabahs. So I'm not saying some of the ETs use, even the Anunnaki, use artificial Merkabahs a lot of times. And they even have Merkabahs that they can build or whatever. So, I mean, it's a lot to the Merkabah, but I'm saying this is a love Merkabah. This is based on the feminine principle. This is based upon 13. This is based upon spring 13. So it has to be in love. It has to be. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to manifest a lot of things of selfishness, I mean, I'm just letting you know, like, you can do it. But again, just be careful. Just be careful. So that's going to do it for me for the spring equinox ritual. I hope you guys learned something. I really enjoyed myself in this time that I spent with you guys. And I'm sure you guys are going to have questions. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Don't hesitate. Even if you didn't make a donation. I was just kidding around or whatever earlier. Like, seriously, I mean, if you guys need to email me, it takes time, but I'm going to get back to your email. If I don't, it wasn't on purpose probably. Just try to email me again. I get a lot of emails, so... I got to keep up, with social media, networking, and all type of stuff. So, I mean, just bear with me. I'm definitely here to answer your questions because I know, by me putting out this ritual, I'm definitely responsible to make sure that, I give you guys feedback on different questions and things like that you may have. So, again, the ritual starts tomorrow, I believe, is the spring equinox. Yep, the first day of spring is tomorrow. And it's going to be the first day of spring until the end of the month. First day, which is tomorrow. Let's just say tomorrow, because I'm not 100% certain that tomorrow is the first day of spring, but I believe it is. But it doesn't matter because it's coming up. So tomorrow, which I believe is the first day of spring, all the way up until the 31st. If you get this ritual, if you're seeing this video and it's after the spring, and you feel like it's too late, it's never too late. It's never too late. As long as it's not another season yet, you can still do this ritual for 11 days because this is a Merkabah ritual, so it's a living field, a living entity, a living portal to where we'll always be able to deal with this thing as long as we keep nurturing it. As long as we keep nurturing it, we'll always stay within this Merkabah together. And we'll build, a collective Merkabah automatically because of the fact that we're all doing this. So my orbs of energy are joined up with your orbs of energy. Your orbs of energy are joined up with his orbs of energy. His orbs of energy will join up with her orbs of energy. And with that, we bring it all together and create a universal Merkabah, which creates a portal in a living field to invite agreeable entities here to this planet to help us. to help us to save the planet, to help us to nurture the planet. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. I thank you guys for listening. I thank you guys for watching. And until we meet again, I'm going to leave you all in peace, love, and light. Namaste.